You're watching Ticket TV. Like, share, and subscribe on your way in.
All right, you guys, salute everybody tapping on in. I told you I was going to stay on top of this subject, and they have filed their first legal paperwork. Lawyer for Bart Edmiston, I believe that's how you pronounce his last name. I don't know, Edmiston Jr. They have just filed their first legal paperwork, and I'm going to give you guys an update right now. Hold on one second, you guys. Let me see what the hell going on my screen, man. What's going on my screen? I don't know why this shit is acting like this on my screen, bro. It's blowing me right now. I'm trying to get my screen right, you guys. My bad. Anyways, yeah, they just filed their first legal paperwork, you guys. Bart's team. This is his lawyer right here on the left-hand side of the screen. That's his lawyer. His lawyer's name is Russell Latino, and they have just filed their first legal paperwork with a YouTuber, Facebook, and content creator. I believe she has. Let me see. Hold on, you guys. I believe she has 200,000. Oh, she has 200,000 followers. All right. So she has 200,000 followers across her social medias. So basically, what happened was today, the lawyer of Bart Edmiston Jr. He came out and he basically said that they're getting ready to sue all these content creators for defamation of character, right? And so he also announced that they have actually been cleared. Now, Ben Crump is set to have a press conference tomorrow, and he's going to address all these social media lies that's been going on because it's been getting out of control. So Ben Crump, the two parents, will be in uh, Tennessee tomorrow. They'll be in Nashville, Tennessee. They got a press conference at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow, where Nolan Wells' parents, mother, father, and uh, lawyer are giving this update tomorrow with all these claims on social media and all these people coming out just making up unverified shit, bro. It's disgusting what's going on the internet, bro. It really is, man. On both sides, man. On both sides, it's a disgrace, bro. People won't even wait. They don't even have the patience to wait to see what Ben Crump's legal team and what their investigators have found out. Neither are they waiting to see what the state investigators have found out, which I think is disgusting. The fact that we can't even wait till Ben Crump investigators come back and give us official evidence, because it's a lot of things people are not seeing, interviews, video footage, a lot of things that they have behind the scenes that they haven't even presented to the public. But people out here accusing people of stone cold murder, and now the first lawsuit is dropped. So I'm gonna tell y'all who it is, and I'm gonna tell y'all what happened and how it happened right now. So basically, he came out and said that I've been retained by the family of Bart Edmiston Jr. to pursue people defaming him with wholly fabricated assertions of quote unquote fact that are putting Bart, his family and friends in harm's way. The family will put out a formal statement later today and announce the initiation of his first defamation lawsuit, he said. Just received a credible death threat yesterday because Bart received a credible death threat yesterday because of some sort of made up speculation on this and other sites. And they've also got the FBI involved in this. So the FBI is investigating any of these content creators that are making this content because they're saying that it's causing um, these people to get death threats, and that's on both sides too. Let's just put it like that. Anyways, though, he says the FBI, the state, and the local law enforcement have all been activated. He says, but I want to share a few things for people who think it's a game to invent lies that could get other people killed. He says, we have hired a private investigator firm to identify and track individuals engaged in defamation against the Edmistons. He also mentioned in this that they're aligned with the Nolan Wells family. He says, he says that you are young, naive, or lack the resources to pay a civil judgment. And to the woman who says, prove it, ma'am, that is what the content creators have to do. You have to understand one thing, and I don't think you guys understand the law. I'm saying this to you respectfully, Black Barbie, because you're a beautiful sister. when you accuse somebody of something, you have the burden to prove that in a court of law, especially when they're not a public figure. Bart Edmondson is not a public figure. He is not a celebrity. He is a private citizen. So the fact that he is a private citizen as well, his bar is much lower to win a defamation lawsuit. He's going to win all these lawsuits easy, because if anybody says he committed a murder and he hasn't been arrested, he hasn't been tried, he hasn't been convicted of murder, he's going to win an easy lawsuit. This is easy work for him. And this is why I'm going to show you this. This is the reason why this lawyer took the case, because the lawyer knows this is easy work. Anybody that's going to defame somebody without no charges, no murder charges, they haven't even announced, Ben Crump team haven't even came out and announced nothing. But the fact that people are doing this and saying this, you have to understand, he has no burden to prove anything. You have the burden to prove to him and to a court of law that he committed a murder. And they're not going to be able to do it, because you're going to need tangible evidence that's admissible in a court of law to prove that. And it's not. And let me tell y'all something else. That lady who did that video, she might end up getting sued too. I heard that today as well by, I'm just going to be quiet, because people are going to think I'm hating if I give y'all too much information on what I heard. But I heard a lot of people are going to end up getting sued on both sides. People who have demonized the Wells family, and people who have come out here and demonized Bart without no evidence whatsoever that have been corroborated by Ben Crump's side or the state or federal side. So when you say prove it, yeah, the people who are on the internet, they're going to have to prove it. I'm going to show you why right now. I'm going to tell you who just got sued. He says, we have hired a private investigative firm to identify and track individuals engaged in defamation against the Edmonstons. He says that you are young, naive, or lack resources to pay a civil judgment will not deter us from filing a lawsuit against you. This is not about money for my clients. They want to protect their family, and they want to curb people who lie recklessly. And he also said that they don't even, Bart has never met this woman before that time. They hadn't had no relationship. People are just making this shit up without any evidence. They're using false internet accusations that haven't even been claimed. And that's why I think Ben Crump and them are coming out and doing a press conference tomorrow, because this shit has gotten out of hand with content creators. So I think you're going to hear them talk about that tomorrow. But let's keep going. He says, if you make, second paragraph, he said, if you make up something out of thin air, he says, or share something you don't know to be true, adding the word allegedly, or saying people are reporting, will not save you from a defamation lawsuit. Also, he says, I will address falsehoods. Excuse me. You don't have to believe him. They've already filed the first paperwork. And they're going to end up suing this girl, because the girl who they sued kept going. I'm going to tell you who it is right now. It says, he says that we will address the falsehoods being presented methodically. He says, but now, he says that, well, first of all, he says that you saying allegedly or people are reporting, that's not going to save you from a lawsuit. I told y'all this. It's not going to save you from a lawsuit. You're going to get your ass sued. It says we will also address the falsehoods being presented methodically. But now is not the time for that. Now is the time to make very clear that we intend to be unrelenting against people who are lying online for clicks and views. The Edmonstons and the broader Ocean Springs community grieve for the loss of Nolan Wells. They want the truth and peace for Nolan's family. People making things up online that put others at risk are not honoring Nolan's life or loss. They're not bringing us closer to the truth, but pulling us away. This will be a large, potentially nationwide task. If you're a lawyer who believes that the rule of the law, the presumption of innocence, and our very commitment, right, to truth is in jeopardy and want to do something about it, please reach out to me privately. So they're going mass lawyers, bro. What this dude is doing, let me tell y'all something. He's going nationwide with everybody's making these allegations. This is an easy lawsuit because Bart is a private citizen. You guys got to understand that. And you have to have evidence that's admissible in a court of law. This is the thing people don't understand. You can't just come out here and make claims. So what he's done is he has said all the other lawyers, because remember, he doesn't want to have to go pro hac vice. If you guys don't know law, pro hac vice is when you practice in other states for one time only. That means what they're doing is they're getting private investigators from all over the country. They're getting lawyers from all over the country to investigate and find where these people live that are making these claims, find them and use lawyers that are in their state that are willing to join up in their lawsuit and prosecute all of these content creators. So that is what's going on. Now, this is what happened already. So when he put that out, then this happened. There was a lady who had been staunchly critical, first content creator. And I don't even think this was the first one they were going to sue or threaten to sue. But she apparently came out and she had been defaming Bart. Well, he just came out and basically reported that they have sent her legal paperwork right now. He said, I had someone call me today and asked me to sue them. So people said, hey, I dare you to sue me. He said, okay, for defaming Bart Edmondson Jr. He says, I love when little dogs think they're big dogs. Anyways, we served a cease and desist, demand for correction, and evidence preservation notice on social media influencer, comedian, rapper, and OnlyFans model, Kimberly, today in anticipation of filing a defamation lawsuit against her. I anticipate at least 2 more such notices going out by the end of the week. I just bought a new case of toner for my printer. So basically, they've got 2 other content creators right now. They only started with her because she hit him up and dared him to do something. He said, okay. He sent her the first legal paperwork. The first legal paperwork is to send a cease and desist and demand a retraction. If she doesn't do that, then he will send a demand letter. And basically, if she does not pay whatever they demand, then they will immediately file a lawsuit against her. Now, this is what happens. And let me tell y'all something because y'all need to understand what's going to happen. His lawyer, Bart's lawyer, he is versed. Let me just say this. I'm gonna give you guys some real evidence right here that y'all don't understand. The lawyer he hired, I don't know who helped him find this lawyer because the lawyer is right around where he lives. I believe somebody helped him find this lawyer because this is a lawyer who understands how to move in this area, and I'm gonna tell y'all why. This lawyer that he hired, right, is the CEO. Hold on. Let me get this right. I want to give y'all the correct information, right? Because I want to break all of this stuff down for you guys because I have a lot of information to bring to y'all right now, right? This lawyer, he is the hold on, I just got a message. Let me see. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Okay. This lawyer is the CEO of the Magnolia Tribune, right? So he's a well-known lawyer in Mississippi, a prominent state news publication he's the CEO of, right? Now, he has a background in media law and public policy, right? And he understands the boundaries of the First Amendment. Everybody keeps saying freedom of speech, right? And defamation law. He has the resources, public platform, and legal expertise to aggressively drag online commentators into the courtroom, right? So basically, to prove, and this I'm giving y'all all the information right here from the actual reports, to prove how calculated and serious his legal trajectory is, Mr. Latino has already begun systematically dismantling the alleged evidence that these content creators have been using in viral videos. The true crime creators, people who have claimed to be YouTube investigators, hold on, you guys. They have basically the people who have, the people who are out here saying I got evidence of this, that, and the third, right? Basically, they have been pushing a narrative. They had a photo where they said this is a photo of Bart with a young woman, and they claimed that she was Katie McCormick. Now, this is the woman that they alleged that Nolan Wells had reportedly stayed behind with on Horn Island. But they have evidence that the woman in the photo was not Katie McCormick that everybody's been saying. they have the real lady's name and her identity, right? And that will be revealed in court. He said, right? He also clarified today that Bart does not even know Katie McCormick and had not known her prior to Nolan's tragic death and had absolutely no romantic connection to her, right? So basically, what he says he's going to do is by proving that these creators are sharing completely fabricated identities and misleading the identity of the girl that's in the actual photo. And they're calling this evidence of a murder cover-up. He says that he is building his case for defamation per se, which is what I told y'all this earlier, right? And I also told y'all, and he said this, they cannot hide behind allegedly, and I just shared my opinion when they're stating false facts, such as who was in a photograph or who was on an island, right? So now you have, again, we have another situation. And let me get this to y'all, right? I'm gonna get this to y'all, right? The situation, this is not a lie. I'm telling you the truth. The man has the evidence right here. He already sent the paperwork to the girl. He just told the girl, you say you got evidence, preserve your evidence and bring it to court. Because they have the actual girl who's in the photo. Not only that, they have already been investigated and have been cleared in the investigation. Tomorrow, Ben Crump is going to do a press conference. Once again, tomorrow, Ben Crump is going to do a press conference, right? Right? Think about what I just said, right? Hold on, let me block this dude. Think about what I just said, right? So, the lady who put out that audio, who claims that she's a whatever she claims she was, she is also in danger of being sued from what I'm reading from the reports. I think her name is Janetta Brantley. And the reason why I said that is because it's being reported, you guys, that under the U.S. media law, anyone who creates, alters, or helps distribute a false statement that damages a private person's reputation also could be held legally liable by Mr. Latino. And her exposure, right, to Mr. Bart Edmondson, the client's, right, legal team is incredibly high because she used a traditional audio cleaning technique to isolate background voices from that CTO distress call, right? And then the digital forensic expert, like I told y'all yesterday, from Page One Inc., and let me tell y'all this, TMZ is in trouble too. TMZ is in trouble too. I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. Harvey already got a lawsuit one time. TMZ is in trouble too. Because digital forensic experts from firms like Page One Inc. have publicly disputed her and TMZ's versions. The forensic experts noted that her version that she put out, and she called it enhanced, is 20 seconds longer than the original file and has a different digital footprint. And it contains dialogue that cannot be verified or corroborated using the standard forensic software. That's why I told y'all, if that shit she was saying was true, they would have dragged her ass in court. They're not paying attention to that because what she had, and even though she said, I'm just trying to help and this and the third, she's toast. And I'm going to tell y'all why. If the court finds that her enhancement actively manipulated the audio to make a listener hear a murder cover-up that actually was not there, okay, you think it's capping? Let me show y'all this, right? Now listen to what I just said. Also, it goes on to report, while Mrs. Brantley may argue that she just published what she heard in her specific transcriptions, which include phrases like, is he dead or check his chest, it directly fueled the internet mob. And content creators, their reporting ran with that, right? And used her specific audio and transcripts as their primary quote unquote evidence to accuse Bart of murder. And because her work served as a literal foundation for a massive online harassment campaign that resulted in real-world death threats against the Edmondson family, a lawyer the stature of Mr. Latino easily potentially will sue her as a core contributor to that harm. Now, Mrs. Brantley and other audio engineers have stated online that the public should use the audio as a quote-unquote listening reference, but not the only interpretation. Legally, this type of disclaimer does not protect someone from a defamation lawsuit. If a reasonable person listens to her enhanced audio and leaves with the impression that Bart Edmondson committed a cover-up murder, the legal threshold for defamation is met. Regardless of any vague disclaimers she attached to the post. Matter of fact, let me put that on the screen because I know niggas gonna say I'm lying. I ain't getting the I'm not reading this from the article. And I'm gonna put the article in the comments so y'all can go read the whole article. Hold on, y'all. Because I know these niggas gonna say I'm lying. I try to tell y'all this. Y'all niggas don't be want to listen to your boy. I be trying to tell y'all, man. That's why I don't usually come on here. When you study and you know what you're talking about, a nigga will say, oh, nigga, you hate. No, nigga, I'm telling y'all niggas the truth. I'm trying to warn people. They don't want to listen. So let me go ahead and put this on the screen so y'all can see this part, because I'm going to blow this part up because I know niggas going to say I'm lying. And I don't want nobody to think I'm lying. And also, I'm going to link the article in the comment section of this video, right? I'm going to link this so you guys can see I'm not lying, bro. They're going to end up suing that girl. That girl going to end up losing everything. Watch what I tell y'all. Y'all think I'm joking. Hold on, put that on the screen. All right, here it is right here. I blew that part up right there, you guys. So basically it says right here, it says Brantley, that's the woman, and other audio engineers have stated online that the public should use the audio as a quote-unquote listening reference, but not only or the only interpretation, end quote. Legally, this type of disclaimer does not protect someone from a defamation lawsuit or suit. If a reasonable person listens to her enhanced audio and leaves with the impression that Bart Edmondson committed or covered up a murder, the legal threshold for defamation is met, regardless of any vague disclaimer she attached to the post. The situation mirrors, right, a recent high-profile true crime case. During the Idaho student murder investigation, an internet personality repeatedly posted TikTok claims or videos claiming that her psychic tarot card readings proved a university professor was the mastermind behind the killing. The professor sued for defamation and won a massive judgment because courts ruled that presenting unverified theories as factual evidence against a private citizen is illegal, right? Illegal, right? Let me keep going. So his lawyer, bro, this shit is bad, bro. This shit is bad, bro. And so the reason why she may be one of the ones that's hit next with a defamation lawsuit, from what I'm gathering, right, is because United States media law says that anyone who creates, publishes, or contributes to the spread of a false statement that destroys a private citizen's reputation can be held legally liable. Even though she may have had well-meaning intentions. See, this is the part y'all don't understand. Even though she may have had well-meaning intentions to help Nolan Wells' family find answers, her specific handling and framing of the CTO audio recording created massive legal exposure for her. Right? And it's reporting that the lawyer, Russell Latino, if he files a legal defamation suit against her, he'll successfully win. Because in a defamation lawsuit, a major distinction is made between an opinion and a false statement of fact. Janetta Brantley didn't just upload a clean audio file. She published a highly specific, word for word text transcript of what she claimed to hear in the background. Her transcript included explosive phrases like, "You killed him. He's already dead," and "Damn it, Bart." Because forensic audio experts and investigators have publicly noted that there is no indications these specific things were actually said, her transcript is legally viewed as a fabricated assertion of fact that directly accuses an innocent person of murder, right? To win a defamation lawsuit, Bart's team only has to prove in court that Mrs. Brantley's actions directly caused the victim harm. Brantley's enhanced audio and text transcripts served as the literal foundation for an entire viral witch hunt, which YouTube and other social media content creators targeted Bart because they relied heavily on her quote unquote enhanced audio as their definitive proof. Because her work directly sparked an online mob that resulted in a real world death threat against her, against Bart and his family, she is legally tied to the resulting damage. Because Bart Edmondson is a private citizen and not a politician or a celebrity, the legal burden of proof is very low. His lawyer only has to prove she had negligence, meaning that Mrs. Brantley failed to act with reasonable care before releasing highly damaging material to the public. Falsely accusing someone of a heinous crime like murder is classified as defamation per se. In these cases, the law automatically assumes severe damage has been done to the victim's life, meaning Bart does not even have to prove that he lost money to win a massive financial judgment against Mrs. Brantley. Mrs. Brantley publicly stated that people should use her transcript as quote unquote a listening reference, but not only the only interpretation, end quote. However, the court precedents show that adding a disclaimer does not grant immunity from a lawsuit to Mrs. Brantley. If a reasonable person listens to her audio or reads her transcript and leaves with the belief that Bart Edmondson committed a murder to cover up the legal standard for defamation has been met. By stepping out of the role of an objective audio technician and publishing an unverified transcript naming a specific uncharged individual, she legally left herself fully exposed to a devastating civil lawsuit by Bart Edmondson and his legal team. Because social media commentators claimed to hear his name being shouted during a frantic call made from a boat on July the 4th, 2026, the day 18-year-old Nolan Wells went missing, his involvement in the audio and how his lawyer is fighting back breaks down in the very specific details I'm going to give y'all now. On July the 4th, Nolan Wells' friends were on a malfunctioning sinking boat near Horn Island and placed an emergency call to Seatow, a private boat towing company. In the heavily filtered citizen enhanced versions of this call circulating on TikTok and YouTube, creators claim that in the background noise, you can hear a panicked voice shout, "Damn it, Bart." This single piece of unverified audio is what these commentators on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and Facebook use to drag Bart into the spotlight as a potential murder suspect. The reasons Bart's name is relevant to the boat call is not because he was hurting Nolan, but because he was the person arriving to save the stranded teens, according to Bart's attorney, Mr. Russell Latino. The friends on the sinking boat ultimately canceled the sea tow call because Bart arrived on his own separate boat to assist them and tow them back. Because he arrived mid-call to help his friends during a terrifying, chaotic situation, his name was naturally spoken by the frantic passengers. Social media and YouTube commentators frame the background audio, which features people allegedly asking, "Is he dead? check his chest as a recording of Nolan Wells' final moments or a murder cover-up. However, sources close to the investigation who were actually on the vessel state that the audio captures pure panic over the boat taking on water and sinking, not a violent altercation. To prove that the internet's interpretation of the audio is a complete fabrication, Bart lawyer revealed that Bart has fully cooperated with law enforcement from day one. Bart, unknown to the public, voluntarily turned over his cell phone, released his boat for full inspection, released his GPS tracking data, which proves the exact movements of his boat when he went to rescue his friends. Because his GPS data and timeline match a rescue mission rather than a murder cover-up, his legal team is now arguing in defamation lawsuits that YouTube and content creators are intentionally twisting background noise from a boat rescue to create highly profitable defamatory narrative. Also, right? To add on to this, my bad, y'all had to get some drink real quick. It's a lot right here that I had to read. My bad, you guys. They're also potentially filing lawsuits on people who allege that Bart filed a missing persons report. Right? Bart Edmondson Jr. did not file the missing person report for Nolan Wells. According to the U.S. Coast Guard and official investigation logs, Nolan's own family reported him missing late on the night of July the 4th, 2026, hours after his friends returned to the mainland without him. Additionally, the U.S. Coast Guard confirmed that one of Nolan's friends placed a separate call to their agency around 11 o'clock p.m. to notify them that Nolan was missing. Internet and YouTube commentators are confusing the official missing report with a completely different Marine incident report. The truth behind why Bart's name is on public records from that day is because the emergency call that features the name Bart was placed at approximately 4 o'clock p.m. on July the 4th. This call was made to Seatow, a private marine towing company. Because the boat Nolan's friends were on was actively taking on water due to a broken bilge pump, this call happened hours before anyone realized Nolan was missing. The friends on the sinking boat ultimately canceled the Seatow request because Bart arrived on his own boat to rescue them and tow their damaged vessel safely back to the mainland. Because Bart acted as the primary boat captain managing the maritime rescue, his name was heavily documented on the standard Department of Marine Resources incident log regarding the vessel failure. YouTube and internet content creators obtain these marine rescue logs via public records request. They incorrectly told their audiences that the paperwork was an official missing persons report filed by Bart, framing it as an attempt by him to establish an alibi, when in reality, the document was just a standard safety log documenting a sinking boat rescue. Bart's attorney, Russell Latino, has explicitly clarified that Bart fully cooperated with law enforcement and voluntarily handed over all of his information, from GPS tracking, cell phone records, and timestamps from July the 4th with the FBI as well, who is now involved in this case. The electronic data proves his exact location as a rescuer, completely debunking the viral media rumors that he was on Horn Island executing a cover-up. And tomorrow, Ben Crump has a press conference and will speak. Tomorrow, Ben Crump is going to debunk a lot of this shit these people have been saying on the internet, man. Because tomorrow, Ben Crump and the family are in Tennessee, y'all. They're going to be in Tennessee tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. And they have a press conference tomorrow to address all of this shit that people on the internet lying about. I try to tell y'all this. They even feel like it's gotten out of control. Ben Crump knows who's been investigated. So tomorrow, when you hear these media people ask them questions, everybody's gonna get the truth tomorrow from Ben Crumb. I don't want to hear what these niggas gonna say. All I want to do is hear what they're gonna say tomorrow, right? I'm trying to tell y'all this. I'm trying to tell y'all think this shit is a game, right? Now, let's get to the girl who they already have begun legal action against by sending her the cease and desist, right? And they giving her a time period in order to cease and desist, right? And her name is like I said, Kimberly, and we're gonna talk about her right now, right? And she was the first one up because they said she started talking shit first, so they just went in right at her first, right? Now, let's get right to her, all right? So everybody can know about what's up with her, right? So Kimberly, she's an American comedian, digital content creator, recording artist, and she's a former law professor from New Orleans, Louisiana, right? Now, this woman right here became the central figure just now of their first defamation, right? Claims from the lawyer of, right? Bart Edmondson, right? And this woman's white. The first person they served was white. This is crazy. So basically, the University of Wyoming football player, Bart Edmondson Jr., issued a formal cease and desist order against Mrs. Kimberly, right? Him and his family announced plans to sue her for defamation. She's not entitled to free speech. This is another thing I'm gonna show y'all. All you guys are wrong. Free speech is not defamation. Free speech is not. Oh, I think they murdered somebody. That's not free speech. I don't think people on the internet know what free speech is. Right? Let me tell y'all. Hold on. Let me get to this. I don't think people on the internet. Hold on, you guys. Right? Let's start right here. Let me go to. Oh, let me talk about her. Then I'm going right here. Right? So basically, the family has just announced their plans. She's the first one that's getting sued, right? And the family is saying that she allegedly used her platform with over 200,000 followers to spread reckless lies, doctored AI photos, and unverified GPS data to falsely imply that Bart Edmondson was culpable in Nolan Wells' death. And the online accusations have helped result in severe death threat allegations against Bart Edmondson and other local individuals. She had been extremely vocal about this Nolan Wells case using her social media platforms, right, to talk about this situation, right? And she has pushed a lot of theories according to the reports. Now, she apparently explicitly credited her own internet activism for the case surging visibility, posting on her Kimber Facebook page that her loud ass voice helped put another 20 million eyes, she says, I guess, on the case of Nolan Wells. Now, she routinely compared the situation to other high profile cases, stating that without constant public pressure, Nolan Wells' case would have been swept under the gym mat. She has also tagged other influencers to amplify the hashtag Justice for Nolan movement. Now, while she views her commentary as keeping pressure on law enforcement, her specific methods have backfired on her and caused her major legal problems. Right? Now she has been hit with the cease and desist, and they are now preparing to file a defamation lawsuit on her. Right? Because she allegedly labeled Edmondson as the primary suspect who allegedly tried to cover up his role in Nolan Wells' death. Also, they accuse her of doxing, saying that she published private maps, land plats, and photos of the Edmondson family home. And they accuse her as well of inciting threats and spurring a wave of highly credible death threats against local residents due to unverified online speculation. Now, this woman is out of her mind. She's still going on with the foolishness. So they are going forward to file a defamation lawsuit against her in court. And she's in trouble, bro. She's in trouble, bro. I'm telling y'all this, bro. And I'll tell y'all this right here. So a person can be sued for defamation if they falsely accuse someone of murder, even if they use the word allegedly. Contrary to popular belief, allegedly is not a magical legal shield that completely protects someone from a lawsuit. Why allegedly does not protect you, ladies and gentlemen? Reputation damage. The law looks at the overall impression of a statement, leaves on the audience. Saying that John Doe allegedly murdered someone still implants the idea of guilt in the minds of the public. So defamation per se, which is what they're suing for, accusing someone of a serious crime like murder falls under a legal category called defamation per se. In these cases, the law automatically assumes that the statement caused severe damage to the person's reputation, making it much easier for them to win a lawsuit. Legally, right, the talebearer rule, right? Legally, repeating a defamatory rumor or lie carries the same liability, right, as inventing a lie yourself, right? Right? Prefacing a rumor with allegedly does not absolve you of the responsibility of spreading that rumor, right? So, right? Why allegedly does not protect you? Reputational damage. Oh, I already showed y'all that. My bad. Let me go to this. My bad. Right there. Admissibility in court. Observers note that the crowdsourced and independent audio enhancements are not admissible in a court of law. Only official forensic investigators working with the original untampered file can provide legally recognized audio evidence. That's why I told all y'all, none of that shit she's saying is admissible in the court of law. This is why Ben Crump, who's a civil lawyer, rejected that shit from the beginning. I told y'all this. And y'all can add, Ben Crump's gonna talk about this tomorrow. Ben Crump is gonna talk about this shit tomorrow. Ask him. Any of y'all that go to Tennessee, ask him tomorrow. Hey Ben, what do you think about that audio? And see what he tell you. We're not using that as evidence. Watch what I tell you. So Ben Crump's legal team has completely distanced themselves from these specific viral audio enhancements. He is not acknowledging them as real evidence. I told y'all this, but y'all don't want to listen to me. Let's keep going. I tried to tell y'all, man. You know, motherfuckers always want to go against a nigga. Nigga trying to tell you something real, they try and go against you, bro. The shit crazy on YouTube, man. Right? Now let's go back to this, y'all. Right? Hold on. Hold on. Let's go back to this. Right? How courts test opinion statements. Right? To decide if an opinion can be sued for defamation, a judge will look at the exact context, statement style. So if a content creator came on YouTube and said, in my opinion, John is a murderer, they're extremely high risk level for losing and being sued for defamation. Legal reality. This implies you possess actual verifiable knowledge that John committed a crime. Statement style. If a person comes on YouTube and says, I think John is sketchy, and it's my opinion that he might be capable of murder. Well, in a court of law, your opinion doesn't work, right? Think about what I just said, right? Risk level is high. Even without direct accusations, accusing someone of being capable of murder can easily cross into defamatory territory or defamation territory, depending on context, right? So when y'all think about this, think about this. The bearing for legal liability is low. I mean, for a legal standard is low for a private citizen. Bart is a private citizen, but think about this, y'all. All of these celebrities that have sued YouTubers, they've been winning. Meg Thee Stallion won her lawsuit against that girl. I forget her name. Cardi B won her lawsuit against Tasha K. Right? So when these people out here saying these things and y'all just taking this shit as just, it's 100% true, man, them lawsuits, man, you got to understand those are celebrities. They're harder to win. The celebrities, because they're public figures, they got a larger bar to clear with defamation, right? Now, again, saying it's just my opinion does not protect you from a defamation lawsuit if the statement implies a factual accusation of murder. Courts do not look at labels. They look at underlying meaning of your words and how a reasonable listener would understand them. To the person who says, well, Trump said, I think LeBron is a racist, it was his words, right. But here's the difference. LeBron James is a public citizen. LeBron James has also made statements about Donald Trump publicly. So the legal standard for LeBron James is completely different than a private citizen. Learn the law. This is why you have to learn the law, right? Now, again, let's go into it. So the legal rule on the opinions. This is the law. This is not me saying this. This is a law. The United States Supreme Court, it ruled in the landmark case Milkovich versus Lorien Journal Co. that there is no automatic opinion exception for defamation. Verifiable facts. An opinion is only legally protected if it cannot be proven true or false. Meaning, I think that movie is terrible. Hidden facts. Murder is a verifiable factual event. If your opinion implies that you know secret underlying facts about a crime, it is legally treated as a statement of fact, not your opinion, right? So, voluntary exposure. Public figures choose a life in the spotlight, knowing it invites public scrutiny, commentary, and criticism. Private citizens have not waived their right to privacy or anonymity, so their reputations are given higher protection under the law. Public figures must prove actual malice. Celebrities, politicians, and high profile figures must meet a much stricter standard called actual malice. They must prove by clear and convincing evidence that the speaker knew that the statement was a lie or acted with reckless disregard for whether it was true or false. This is incredibly difficult standard to meet for celebrities and public figures. Why the law makes it easier for private citizens like Mr. Bart Edmondson. According to landmark cases like Gertz versus Robert Welsh Inc., courts protect private citizens more aggressively for two core reasons. One, no media access, excuse me. Public figures can easily go on television, write articles, or use their massive social media followings to publicly clear their names and deny a rumor. Private citizens do not have a platform to fight back or correct the record effectively. Also, right, it is significantly easier for a private citizen to win a defamation lawsuit than it is for a public figure or politician. The entire outcome of a defamation case usually hinges on who the plaintiff is. Because the law intentionally set entirely different standards of proof for regular people versus celebrities and public officials. The two different legal standards. The United States Supreme Court established that the legal burden changes completely based on your public statuses. Private citizens only need to prove negligence. That's it. If you're a private individual, you generally only need to prove that the person who made the statement or acted with negligence, right, did that. That's it. That means that they were careless, fair to act like a reasonably prudent person, or simply did not do a basic fact checking before spreading the lie. Also, right, Bart Edmondson, the former high school football player involved in a high profile 2026 defamation dispute over online murder allegations. Yes, he is legally considered a private citizen. Because he is a private citizen, anyone who falsely accuses him of being involved in the tragic death of Nolan Wells faces a much higher risk of losing a defamation lawsuit. To win his defamation claims, Bart Edmondson and his legal team only need to prove that online users acted with negligence when spreading the rumors. He does not have to meet the incredibly strict actual malice standard required by celebrities or politicians. I try to tell people this stuff, they don't want to listen. It's on them, bro. Y'all can do what y'all want to do, man. I be trying to get y'all the real information and tell y'all the truth. You know what I'm saying? But y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all don't want to listen, man. Again, y'all don't want to listen, man. Y'all don't want to listen, man. So this is a situation that's going on right now, you guys. And so they have already and they're announcing two more YouTube content creators that they're suing this week. So this week they said they're announcing two more YouTube content creators. Who that is, man? Man, that's crazy, bro. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. But they only started with her first because they said that she hit as soon as they said that they were gonna sue, she started talking shit. So they said, okay, you talking shit, we coming at you first. So they went at them first, right? Point blank, period. And see, this is the thing. You're gonna have to have evidence when you go to court of law, man. That's why if you read what they said, when they served her the cease and desist, they told her preserve her evidence. Any evidence that she has that she says that Bart committed that murder, they told her to preserve that evidence and bring it to court. Right? That's what they told her, man. Right? Right? Also, he made more reports. And I will read these other reports to you guys too that he made. He just made some more reports too, and I'll read this to you guys, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me show y'all this, man. And again, you have to watch what you say before you put stuff on the internet, man. And that's to everybody, man. Like, bro, if you're not coming from a verified source, I would not advise anybody put the information out. Because I told y'all, Ben Crump ain't even came out with no information yet. So how would content creators get information? And Ben Crump has a whole investigative team out here, bro. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. You know what I mean? And I'm going to show you guys this right now because they just put out another statement right now to the public. And I'm going to show you guys what they've stated through their legal team. Right? Because I want to be transparent on my channel on both sides. And I'm going to tell y'all something. A lot of people are going to get sued from Nolan Wells' parents. And rightfully so. A lot of these YouTubers that came out here talking shit about Nolan Wells' mama, talking about she was taking all these donations, you know, half of weaves out here. All they weave collection is going. That whole shit getting ready to get gone. I'm going to laugh. When these motherfuckers get served, I'm going to laugh my ass off. Because they talk all that shit, especially the one that would start talking shit about me and fucking with me for no reason when I wasn't even bothering her. I hope they sue her ass I hope they sue her ass out of here, bro. Because all that shit she doing, all that talking she doing, man, I hope they sue her ass. And I'm talking about for everything she got. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. She got half a weave in the house. I want that. I want them to sue her for that shit too. Cause that she was talking shit about me, and I ain't never said nothing about this woman ever before in my life. And she gonna go make videos talking shit about me. Now all that I think I heard they said and all that other shit, that's out the door, Jack. And I don't told y'all this. That's out the door, Jack. And I don't told y'all this. Right? Right? Oh, and by the way, I believe they're going after Nancy Grace. Right? I believe they're going after Nancy Grace, man. And I'm gonna tell y'all why I believe they're going after Nancy Grace, you guys. Let me show y'all this too, bro. Matter of fact, that's a whole different video right there. I hope they get Nancy Grace ass too. Nancy Grace talk all that shit about Carmelo Anthony. I hope they get her ass, boy. Nancy Grace came out here talking all that shit. And so did Megyn Kelly. And I told y'all somebody was gonna get their ass. Somebody was gonna come back and sue their ass. And I believe they're gonna sue. I believe they're gonna sue. From what I'm reading right here, I believe they're gonna sue Nancy Grace. I believe they're gonna sue Nancy Grace. And this is going up, y'all. I hope they get Nancy Grace. Hold on, you guys. Let me see something, man. And that girl, she's getting sued too, man. I'm telling you, bro. And I'm gonna show y'all why that girl getting sued, bro. It's sad, man. I'm gonna show y'all all this shit right now. Hold on, I'm about to put on the screen for y'all. I'm gonna show y'all why that girl gonna get sued. Who put out that audio? They're gonna sue her, man. I'm telling y'all this, man. I'm telling y'all this, bro. I'm telling y'all this, bro. They were collecting all of these people, bro. I'm gonna show y'all what they've been doing, and nobody saw this, bro. Nobody saw this, bro. They've been, listen, I'm gonna say this to y'all again. They have been secretly investigating all these people for the last week. I'm gonna show y'all this. When I show y'all this, boy, this shit gonna blow your mind when I show y'all this. Right? Let me show y'all this, bro. Right? Let me show y'all this, right? Let me show y'all this. Let me get to this, right? I'm gonna show y'all. Put this on the screen right now. Boy, hey, Nancy Grace, I hope they get your ass good. You talk all that shit about Carmelo Anthony, you and Megan Kelly. Megan Kelly sitting up there talking about the family was trying to push a race, and then y'all didn't even come back and talk about the racist graffiti. Man, y'all, man, bro, we getting it. Hold on, we getting to them right now, y'all. Hold on. We getting on their ass right now. Hold on, y'all. Put this shit up here for y'all. Try to tell people, man, I ain't the one. Hold on, y'all. Let me get this off here. Told people, bro. Folks ain't want to listen. Hold on, y'all. That's not it right there. All right, you guys. Just give me 1 second. All right, we'll start right here. All right, y'all. Let's start right here with this, you guys. All right? Hold on. Let's start right here, you guys. All right. We're going to start right here, y'all. Let me put it right here. All right? So they have been on this for a minute, you guys. And if you guys can read right here, it says, there is a picture circulating this morning of Bart Edmondson Jr. from high school with a young woman. Bart is now 21 years old and in college. In other words, this picture is old. People are asserting that the young woman in this picture is someone named Katie McCormick, that Bart had an intimate relationship with Mrs. McCormick, and that he killed Nolan Wells because Nolan was speaking to her. The person in the circulating photograph with a much younger Bart is not Katie McCormick. We can say that definitely, not because Bart has a relationship with Mrs. McCormick, because Bart knows exactly who the person is photographed is. So would anyone who attended high school with them, so too would anyone who attended high school with them. Out of respect for her privacy, we are not going to identify her name. Bart is not now, nor has he ever been in a relationship with Katie McCormick. He did not know who she was before this tragedy occurred. Right? Let me make this adamantly clear. Bart Edmondson Jr. did not kill or in any way contribute to the tragic death of Nolan Wells. He had no motive to do so. All he did was help a boat that was in distress. He has fully and freely cooperated with authorities, sharing every bit of information he knows, providing access to his boat, his GPS, and his phone, and sharing witness lists with investigators. He has done all this without criminal counsel, though most criminal attorneys would advise against that, without hesitation and without requiring any warrant. That he has been publicly quiet is a byproduct of respect for Wells' family and the investigative process. It is not a sign of the depth of the investigation or anything but complete and total openness with investigators. Now, let's move forward. Let's move forward. Yes, you can sue. Freedom of speech is not free when you accuse somebody of murder, sir. You need to learn the law. And this is the person why. You saying they can't sue and they're suing right now. Make it make sense. Hey, y'all, he's saying they can't sue and they suing right now. Make it make sense. He don't know the law. You cannot hide behind freedom of speech and say, I think somebody murdered somebody. That is defamation per se, especially against a private citizen. Learn the law, brother. I know you don't know nothing about law, but you need to ask a lawyer, sir, about the shit you just said. You need to ask a lawyer about what you just said, brother. You need to ask a lawyer, brother. Call a lawyer and ask a lawyer about that, brother. Because you totally wrong, my brother. Totally wrong. What you saying? Nah, dog, that shit ain't flying, bro. You totally wrong, dog. And I'm just gonna keep it real with you, homie. I'm not gonna cut no corners with you, fake no funk with you. I'm just gonna tell you what the TI is, brother. You wrong. Now let's get to this right here, brother. This is another part right here, and I told y'all this. They coming after. They gonna get Nancy Grace ass. I hope they get Nancy Grace for what she did to Carmelo Anthony. But basically, this was a statement that was released by the Edmondson family. The Edmondson family expresses its sincere condolences to the family of Nolan Wells for their tragic loss. Like so many others, right? Like so many others, excuse me, Jeanette is in the realm of getting sued. You don't. I'm not trying to disrespect you, ma'am. She's gonna get sued not because she was being malicious, but because the content that she released was not the original audio, and she is not a forensic expert. It is illegal for her to release content, and then that content was altered. She's gonna get sued. Period. I'm going to show you this on this, why she's going to get sued. I've already given you the legal standard of why she's going to get sued and lose a lot of money. She should have never did that. That's why I told y'all, Ben Crump and them distance themselves from that shit. And tomorrow when they have their press conference, they won't acknowledge nothing about that shit. Because Ben Crump, he's a legal mind. He knows that shit is not admissible. That's why I told y'all this. Nancy Grace gonna get her ass sued. I'm about to show y'all this. I hope Nancy Grace. I can't stand Nancy Grace. Now let's keep going, right? Statement released by the Edmondson family. The Edmondson family expresses its sincere, this is Bart's family, sincere condolences to the family of Nolan Wells for their tragic loss. Like so many in Ocean Springs, across Mississippi, and across the nation, our prayers for answers and peace are with his parents, family, and friends. Out of respect for Nolan's family and the integrity of the investigative process, we have chosen not to draw public attention to ourselves as unfettered speculation raged. Recent targeted attacks on our son, Bart Jr., now make our silence impossible. Hundreds of Mississippi Gulf Coast residents journeyed out to Horn Island to celebrate the holiday on the 4th of July. Home from college, Bart Jr. was among them. He piloted his own boat to Horn Island and piloted his own boat home. Bart Jr. has been an open book during this process. He is in our community. He wants a thorough, fair, and impartial investigation that does not start with a pre-drawn conclusion, but seeks and finds the truth. At no point in this process has Bart Jr. ever been identified as a suspect in Nolan's death. This has not stopped people from engaging in dangerous speculation, nor has it stopped outright fabrications with each new name mentioned by the media or in social media. A new mob immediately argues that a person must somehow be culpable. Quote unquote facts are invented out of thin air. AI is used to distort or create photographs, videos, or audio. I told y'all they coming after that girl. People begin to draw unsubstantiated conclusions and reckless threats follow. This week, it has been Mark Jr.'s turn to be accused by thousands of online strangers who do not know him, do not know any relevant facts, and do not care about our community or the truth of what happened. We grieve for the loss of Nolan, but as a family, we're also concerned for the lives of our children and the safety of others being convicted in a court of public opinion without facts. Indeed, contrary to known evidence. When a nearby boat suffered a mechanical malfunction, right? Bart Jr. gave advice and direct aid to the distressed vessel. As a part of this, he boarded the distressed vessel, removed it, transom plug, got back onto his boat, and towed the distressed vessel for a short distance. These actions allowed the water that had accumulated on the distressed vessel to drain. Bart Jr. believes that more than 20 passengers were spread across two boats to witness these events. Others may have also witnessed from the water or shore. When Nolan's disappearance and death came to light, Bart Jr. freely and fully cooperated with law enforcement investigating the tragedy. He sat for interviews, answered all questions he was asked, and shared all of his recollection from July the 4th, 2026. Bart Jr. also compiled a list of potential witnesses, including passengers on the boat he was piloting, to share with the investigators. He allowed his phone to be viewed and shared requested photographs and videos from that day with law enforcement. He also permitted the inspection of his boat and GPS device. He did all of this without counsel, without requiring warrants, and without hesitation. Let's keep going now. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Right? I'm trying to tell y'all this. Oh yeah, I don't like Tatum either. I don't like Tatum either. Tatum know what he do. I don't like Tatum. I don't like Tatum either. Let me get that clear right now. I don't like or respect Tatum. I put him right in the same room as Jason Whitlock. Right? Now let's keep going with this right here, you guys, because I want to show y'all this. This is very important, you guys. Hold on. This is very important, okay? So let's get to this part. All right. We're gonna get to this part right here. Hold on. All right, you guys. Let's put this on the screen for y'all. Right here. I think this is it. It says, but this moment will pass, the truth will win out. The reckless mob will move on to the next big thing, but in their wake, they will be leaving a grieving family, young men whose reputations have forever been tarnished, and a community of people who used to smile at each other at the grocery store, but who trust just as little less now. It is a tragic reality of social society full of internet sleuths, unconcerned by the damage their lives wreak. We would simply like to implore people to think deeply about the potential consequences of things they say without proof or knowledge. Ask yourself, do I know this to be true? Are the things I'm saying likely to help or hurt? Am I going to do this because it's right or because I crave attention? Spreading false information does not honor Nolan's life or his family's loss. It pulls us further away from the truth. We can all be better than these moments. None of these things that they were saying was true. I read it backwards. My bad, y'all. It says there is no evidence to these claims, right? Let us be clear. Bart Jr. helped with that boat in distress. He did not kill a friend, witness the death of a friend, or conceal the death of a friend. These are fictions made up by people with no actual knowledge of the events that day. Unfortunately, those fictions are seen by millions of people and often repeated. Our family is working with the FBI, the Mississippi Attorney General, and the United States Attorney's Office and local law enforcement to determine if and federal and state cyberstalking crimes have been committed and to address the direct threats on our son's life. We will continue to pursue all available legal remedies. We will not be deterred whether offenders have the ability to compensate us for our damages. This is not about money. We are working to ensure the safety of our family, but also push back on the very mob rule that ignores the truth, undermines the rule of law, and destroys the presumption of innocence, and ultimately makes it harder for justice to prevail. Let's keep going. They say that we what you call it, our son to be slandered. Oh yeah, we will not allow our son to be slandered or our family to be doxxed or threatened, including text threats made recently as yesterday on Bart Jr.'s life, without attempting to correct the record and hold egregious actors responsible for the danger they are manufacturing. To that end, we have retained legal counsel for the purpose of pursuing recourse against those individuals fabricating lies about our family. The first cease and desist and spoliation letter is being issued today to an online user who originated many falsehoods against Bart Jr. This user shared pictures of our home, our residential address, land plats, and information about our work, while simultaneously falsely asserting through various videos and posts that Bart Jr. is a suspect, that he caused or contributed to Nolan's death, or that he is involved in a cover-up in Nolan's death. It's a toxic combination in an emotionally charged environment, right? You're not listening to me. I said both of those audios they had was longer. What are you talking about? Brantley, TMZ put out the Brantley audio. What are you talking about, Miss Brown Sugar to you? TMZ put out Brantley's audio. This is why TMZ is in trouble too. I'm not finished with you yet. Nancy Grace, they coming for all they asses. This is the part you're not listening to, ma'am. I'm not finished yet. I'm finna get to them right now. Hold up, wait a minute. Let me put some tricking in it. Hold on now. I ain't finished yet. I'm not finished yet, baby. You have to remember, I'm just not, the rock is just cooking. See, you coming in here talking. I said the TMZ put out the same one that she had. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Right? What are you talking about? Now let's go at this. Let's go at this. Let me put this up. Right? They're gonna get nasty ass about it. I hope they get nasty up out of here. I hope they get nasty. I want Nancy. Nancy talked all that shit and didn't even do a retraction when the truth came out in the sworn affidavit about Carmelo Anthony. That was disgusting. Let's get to this right here, y'all. All right. It says, if you transcribe, see, this is where I told you they're going to sue that girl. I told y'all this, but y'all niggas don't want to listen to me. This coming right from her lawyer. And I told y'all why they have grounds and they can sue the fuck out of her. That girl who put that audio out, she is not licensed forensic expert. Her putting that audio out, she's toast, bro. Even if she didn't have bad intentions, she's toast because of what that audio spread. And they have factual information. They're saying that that audio is not the same audio because it doesn't have the same digital footprints. She's in trouble, nigga. It says, and this is a lawyer right here, y'all. You transcribe words on top of indecipherable phrases or noises that were originally layered with music before the quote unquote enhancement. The subconsciousness begins to hear the words you're reading. This is not rust deflection. There's science behind this. Your brain is a top down processor with a visual bias. When you read words while listening to unclear and garbled audio, your brain uses that visual expectation to actively reshape ambiguous sounds into what you are reading. There's a famous example of this with a strange sound and visual words shown to different people. It was the exact same sound, but the two separate groups both received different visual words. Each group believed the sound was their visual words. Look up quote unquote brainstorm versus quote unquote green needle. So this is why I tell y'all they're gonna get her and Nancy Grace. Read the next paragraph, y'all. So when Nancy Grace plays something garbled that is not the original audio, which is what I've been telling all these people on social media, they finna get a bag off this shit. With transcribed words overlaid, then it follows with, did I just hear what I think I heard? Nancy Grace is done, nigga. She got a bag and they gonna go get that shit. She's clearly trying to avoid going too far. She knows exactly what she's doing to you. It's the same thing he says Ben Crump does when he stops short of saying someone was the victim of a race-based murder and then reads off a list of a dozen of people who we know were race-based murders and compares his client to them. That doesn't by itself mean that they are wrong. Just understand the psychological game. They're protecting themselves while leading you to their conclusion. It goes on, right? He also says that
As y'all see this right here on the screen. We ain't ducking no smoke. We ain't ducking putting none of this out. I'm telling you, I'm showing you exactly what he wrote, not me. Let me be abundantly. Oh, excuse me. No, that's not it. My bad. Hold on, y'all. My bad. This is the one I want right here. Right here. She told me, Melinda Duckett, on air, that she was responsible for her 2-year-old's disappearance. Duckett bleeped herself the next day, and CNN paid her family a confidential lawsuit settlement. I'd love to know how many other settlements the network has made on her behalf. So many fond memories of people railroaded and abused by the great on-air prosecutor. If I ran into an animal with those eyes in the forest, I assume it had rabies and put it down. Let's keep going now, right? And this is what he said right here. I read that backwards, you guys. My bad. Does anyone remember the time that Nancy Grace said the 3 Duke lacrosse players gang R-worded a woman and then the DNA evidence exonerated them? Their accuser admitted she made the whole thing up, and the prosecutor got disbarred. Or when Nancy Grace railed against Richard Jewell as the Olympic bomber. Honest mistake. Or how about when she claimed Elizabeth Smart had been kidnapped by Richard Rishi, only to find out that she was taken by someone else? There was that Amanda Knox thing where Grace swore she'd killed Meredith Kercher. She was acquitted. Grace advanced a theory that Whitney Houston had been murdered sans evidence. I'm sure her family appreciated that, right? And then that's when they went on to say this part right here about the tucking on air shit, right? Right? And he said so many people was railroaded by her, who's supposed to be a great on air prosecutor, right? You're not listening. That audio is not real. Why are you guys not understanding this? That audio is fake. The forensic investigators have already determined that audio is a whole different digital footprint. Are you guys not listening? That's why that girl is gonna get sued. They're suing the black girl who put out the audio. I'm telling you this. She is getting sued. Y'all don't want to listen to me? Wait and see. She's gonna lose a lot of fucking money in court, bro. They're gonna break her ass for that shit. I'm telling you this. What she did was damn near illegal. This is why Ben Crump and them ain't saying. And tomorrow when Ben Crump and them do the press conference, they not gonna say a word about her shit. Ben Crump and them not gonna say a word about that audio. Watch. When they ask them about that audio tomorrow, Ben Crump ain't gonna say nothing. Right? He ain't gonna say shit. Ben Crump is not gonna say a word, bro. I'm telling you this. On everything I love, Ben Crump is not gonna say nothing about that, bro. To the person who says I'm not a lawyer, only my opinion, no, I'm giving you facts. Everything I'm saying to you right now is facts, is law, sir. I'm not giving you no opinion. I'm giving you law. See, that's the difference between me and a lot of these other niggas on the internet. I'm giving you law, boy. Nothing I'm coming in here and telling you is my opinion. Everything I'm telling you, boy, is facts. See, that's the problem with you. Your brain don't function correctly, Braylon Lee. Your brain do not function correctly. Nothing I've said in here is my opinion. Everything I've said in here is facts. When I told you that you can't hide behind, I think I heard they said and all this other bullshit, that's facts. That's not my opinion. That's factual information, dog. When I tell you that a private citizen has a lower bar in the court of law to prove defamation, that's not my opinion, dog. That's facts, nigga. What the blue hell is wrong with you, boy? I'm telling you facts, not my opinion. Facts. Provable facts in the court of law, boy. Right? Right? So when I showed you this, the internet is full of doctors that never went to medical school. True. Right? You said, I'm saying who's getting sued don't have no paperwork. Bro, I can show you the paperwork if I want, nigga. Change my mic. I can show you the paperwork, bro. As soon as the paperwork hit the docket, I'll show it to you, bro. Nigga, you must be the dumbest person on the internet, bro. Everybody on YouTube knows that I show paperwork on this channel. Everybody who knows I bring paperwork and actually show casework, press 1 in the comment section. If y'all know that I literally come on the internet and show lawsuits, show legal paperwork, press 1. This dude is a damn fool if he don't think I'm gonna put the paperwork on the screen as soon as it hits the docket. What the hell is wrong with you, boy? You don't know me, fool? What in the blue hell is wrong with you, boy? As soon as that defamation suit hit the docket, I'm gonna put it on my YouTube channel. Boy, what in the hell is wrong with you, boy? What you think I'm up here just talking to you? This fool gonna sit up here and tell me, hey man, he just saying who gonna get sued. Nigga, I'm telling you the truth. Nigga, the lawyer is telling you right here. The internet is full of doctors that never went to a medical school. He ain't lying. Lawyers that never passed the bar. Pathologists who couldn't dissect a frog. Boat mechanics that haven't been on the water since the floaties popped. And even a few sound engineers. That's that girl they gonna sue. That girl. I told you they gonna sue her ass. They've been taking shots at her. They're gonna sue her ass. I told you this. And I told you why they're gonna sue her and why they're gonna win easily. She is not licensed. And even though she said, this is my opinion, the fact that her opinion caused a different public outcry, she's done under the court of law. He says, I don't need to know who needs to hear this, but it's all right to acknowledge you don't know what the hell you're talking about and wait for people who do. Once again, if you see anyone, and this is how I'm telling you, they ain't getting everybody. He don't set the bird call out for everybody. He said, if you see anyone saying or implying that any one of Nolan's friends are murderers, that they know or are certain that Nolan Wells was murdered, will you please take a screenshot of it and send it to me? I told y'all this, and they was doing it too. If Nolan Wells' friends are ultimately exonerated, I plan on offering my legal services free of charge, no contingency or fee, to file defamation lawsuits, starting with a look at Al Sharpton, Ben Crump, Nancy Grace, and any media outlet that repeated their statements without challenge. But I won't stop there. The prejudgment, factless bullshit has to end before it tears our country apart. Be skeptical, demand results. But you can't just accuse people of anything without evidence. This has nothing to do with the Magnolia Tribune. This is Russell the lawyer. I told y'all, this dude is the CEO of a whole media company. He knows how it works, bro. That nigga can sue all their asses. I don't told y'all this. To the person who said doesn't mean they're innocent. Let me tell you something. Ben Crump ain't even saying they're guilty. What are you talking about? They've already been cleared behind the scenes in the police investigation. Why do you think his lawyer can come out and make these statements that they've been cleared? Their lawyer is not coming out and can make those statements that they've been cleared if they have not been cleared. Period. Point. I'm telling y'all what it is. And to tell y'all that you say anybody can take the audio, no, you can't. You are not a forensic specialist. Matter of fact, the audio had 2 different digital footprints, which meant that the audio was not the original audio. Whenever the digital footprint changes, the whole spectrum of the investigation, the case, it completely changes. Because the digital footprint has to be the same. Period. And that girl, she gonna get her ass sued. And I just want to see how all these people get all this money on YouTube if they gonna back each other up and pay them legal fees. Because them legal fees is gonna be a bitch. I try to tell y'all. And this is the same thing to the people that talk shit to Nolan Wells' parents. All them people that were saying that Nolan Wells' mama was taking money and cashing out, saying that that ain't your real biological daddy and all that, they're going to get their ass sued too. And I can't wait for it. That's why I told everybody, wait till all of the factual information comes out. People be so amped on YouTube just to put out information and get money. They're going to get their whole... And let me tell y'all this. I didn't even tell y'all what else they're going to do. Let me tell y'all the last thing that they're going to do, and I'm going to leave y'all alone. He is going to fight to get a judgment in the court, a prejudgment. And that prejudgment is going to force YouTube to remove the channels of those content creators because of the cyber stalking and bullying aspect that was caused because that boy got a death threat. YouTube has a legal feature that where if he hires a lawyer and that lawyer goes and gets a preliminary judgment in court and takes that back to YouTube, all those creators will be shut down. I tried to tell y'all this, y'all. You don't have to listen to me. You better listen. That is what he's going to do. I'm telling y'all this. That is what he's going to do. I'm telling y'all this. Right? Point blank period. Point blank period. Watch what I tell you. All the people y'all love, they're going to fuck around and lose all they... Because YouTube will have no choice. Because YouTube... Look this up if you think I'm lying. Once those lawyers contact YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, they're going to remove all those users' platforms. Because it's an FBI investigation and it resulted in a and it's the same thing that those people was talking that shit about Nolan Wells' mama. They're going to get fucking shut. Bro, this is going to be crazy what happens, bro. I'm telling y'all this. I'm telling y'all this, right? If somebody, you said somebody sent Willie D a death threat, if somebody sent a Willie D a death threat, they need to go to prison. They need to go to prison. If somebody sent Willie D a death threat, they need to go to prison. Why are you sending him a death threat? Why is he being sent a death threat? You said if somebody sent Willie D a death threat, they should be sent to prison. Bro, shouldn't nobody be getting sent these death threats like that? Right? Nobody. Anybody that sent Willie D a death threat should be put in prison right now, bro. Don't nobody got time for that dumb shit, man. Because as soon as they run down on the dude and he defend himself, the motherfucker's going to be crying. Let me repeat myself again. As soon as somebody run down and fuck around and find out, they're going to be crying about the end result. Period. Right? That's fucked up, bro. If somebody sent that nigga a death threat, they need to lock their ass up, bro. That's fucked up, man. Period. To the person who said she didn't create it, yes, she did. Because she said that was her opinion and she used her. That's illegal to do. You need to look up the law, man. You cannot do that. That's not legal. She's gonna get her draw suit off in a lawsuit. I try to tell you this. I don't know why y'all don't want to listen to me when I tell y'all this stuff, man. Something really wrong with these people, man. Like I found out on the internet, y'all. Like it's something wrong with people, bro, on the internet, bro. They just don't want to listen to factual information, bro. It doesn't matter what factual information you bring to people, bro. They don't want to listen to it, man. These people on YouTube have lost their damn mind, man. I've tried to tell y'all this, man. Right? Her, TMZ, all them motherfuckers in trouble. Nancy Grace, I told y'all they gonna sue all them people. Anybody who re-enhanced that audio and lied on it, they're at defamation and get sued. I try to tell y'all this. It's right there. And I even asked about it to make sure Janetta Brantley, TMZ, or other audio engineers who use software to isolate background voices on the viral July the 4th CTO distress call, the risk of a successful lawsuit is very specific. Defamation and false allegations. If the audio engineer misrepresents what is said, adds fake audio elements, or intentionally accuses specific individuals of a crime, meaning is he dead, or check his chest without basis, they could potentially face a defamation lawsuit from the accused parties. And as soon as I did that, the lawyer came out and went right at her and Nancy Grace and all of them. I'm telling y'all, I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of this week they not served. I'm trying to tell y'all this shit. Y'all think I'm joking? I'm not joking, man. I tell y'all this information because I try to help people and try to tell people stop doing this dumb shit on the internet for views, bro. I know it gets y'all hundreds of thousands of views, but it's not worth you losing all your money. You're gonna have to pay a lawyer. You're gonna lose all your money on lawyers. Then you're gonna have to pay their legal fees. Then not only that, you're gonna have to pay a judgment that it's gonna be fucked up, and you're gonna lose your your content, right? I'm telling y'all, man. To the person who says he talking informal with all the cussing, bro, no, he's not talking informal. He already filed the paperwork. What are you talking about? Tony Busby talks informal and files paperwork and wins big time lawsuits. Period. You're not listening. She doesn't have to make allegations. She's done. You're not. What are you not comprehending about what I'm telling you, man? I don't know what you're not comprehending when I'm telling you. She cannot take an audio. She is not a forensic expert. She's not a forensic expert specialist. What is wrong with you? The fact that she did that, disseminated the audio, and then put out a transcript that multiple people reviewed, replied, and insinuated that that boy murdered somebody, she's done. And when she loses that lawsuit, I just want you to come in here, Jamie X, and just say, Ticket, you was right, man. I was wrong. You're not listening, ma'am. You're not listening. She does not have to make allegations. Do you not know the law, ma'am? This is how, bro, I swear to God, we have some of the most uneducated people on the internet, bro. It is very disturbing to me. It really is. What the hell is wrong with people? It is bothersome to me. Very bothersome. Ma'am, you need to do serious research, ma'am. And you need to consult a lawyer. I've tried to tell you this. I know you don't want to hear what I'm saying, ma'am, but you need to consult a lawyer, ma'am. Right? Right? I'm going to say it to you again. Right? I'm going to say it to you again. Right? Yeah, because here's the thing. What she disseminated, and this is the thing. Somebody says I'm correct. Thank you, ma'am. She says Ticket is correct. I'm a licensed paralegal. Please, people, you cannot say certain things. I'm telling y'all this. Thank you for backing me up, ma'am. People don't comprehend clear English. They think I just come in here saying anything, man. I don't know what the hell wrong with people. There's so many people out here that don't know the law. It's crazy. I appreciate you backing me up. It's crazy, man. Braylon Lee, I'm not a man. Look, do what you do, dog. I'm just here to give factual information, bro. Because I don't want people to get I don't want them to. You keep saying the audio was released publicly. The original raw audio, ma'am. What is wrong with your ma'am? Do you seriously have a problem thinking? The original raw audio cannot be tampered with and re-released by an individual and by their own transcript, then be put up with a whole different digital footprint that's 20 seconds longer than the original. Do you know what you're talking about? Watch, by the middle of next week, y'all, that girl they're gonna be telling how that girl got served. Watch. And everybody gonna say, how can she sue her? You niggas don't even know the law. You got all these people that's running around here that don't even know the law, bro. It's sad, bro. It truly is, bro. It truly, you need to consult a lawyer, man. I just had a legal mind in the chat right now that's telling you, yo, Ticket, what he's saying is right. What is wrong with people? I'm telling y'all this. To the person who said the boat wasn't in danger, the boat was in danger. You could clearly see it was in danger. And that's another lie that you just put out. Why am I saying the boat is in danger? Because I got a picture right there. Look at the water in the back of the boat. It was intaking water. That boat is not supposed to be that low. Look at the water in the back of the boat. What the hell is you people talking about? They were taking in water. What are you talking about? You're not listening. You said the CIA. You're not listening, sir. You're speaking of forensic specialists, sir. What the hell is wrong with people? Period. She's not protected by none of that shit y'all are talking about, bro. Oh my Jesus, bro. Let me put this on the screen, man. I gotta pull this up to show y'all, man. I have to before I leave, bro. This is mandatory right here, bro. Right? Can the woman who enhanced the audio be sued by Bart Edmiston? And if so, why? Let's do that. Let's do that. Right? Since these people ain't got no brains. It's insane to me, bro. Hey man, cause Ticket, man, I'm telling you, bro. I'm like, yo, man. I'm so upset at the state of mind on social media, bro. It really disappoints me, bro, that we got this state of mind going on. That people are really like they don't have no thinking, bro. Let's get onto this, bro. Let me put this on the screen because I'm getting ready to get out here and give me some dinner, man. Y'all have made me so headache. It's insane, bro. It's a shame, bro. It is a shame, y'all. So let's start right here, y'all. Yes. Let me repeat this again. Yes. The woman who enhanced the audio can absolutely be sued by Bart for defamation. And his legal team has explicitly stated their intent to pursue legal action. Didn't I tell y'all this? These niggas is coming on YouTube arguing with me because I'm telling the truth. The dispute stems from an ongoing investigation into the tragic death of 18-year-old Nolan Wells, a social media content creator, audio engineer used AI and traditional audio tools to clean up the emergency sea toll Dispatch call placed by the teens on the boat. The enhanced audio viralized online, claiming to reveal background noises or voices saying incriminating things like, "You killed him," and "Damn it, Bart." Bart, identified as Bart Edmondson Jr., has strong legal grounds to sue her for several reasons. Let's talk about that real quick, since y'all niggas is capping. One, defamation and libel. To win a defamation lawsuit, a plaintiff must prove that the false statement was presented as a fact, published to a third party, caused material or reputational harm, and was done with negligence or malice. Malice. The audio is alleged to be fabricated. Listen to what I said to y'all. Digital forensic experts and authorities have since confirmed that the viral audio was altered or falsified. Didn't I tell these niggas this? Them niggas wasn't listening to me though. Accusation of a major crime. Presenting an altered tape that falsely frames Bart for murder is considered defamation per se. Let me repeat that again. To the lady who says she's not accusing him, you're not listening. It doesn't matter. Her presenting an altered tape. You're not listening to what I said. It doesn't. Do these people not have a brain on the internet, bro? What the hell is wrong with y'all? It does not matter. Listen. Presenting an altered tape that falsely frames Bart for murder is considered defamation per se, a category of defamation so inherently harmful, accusing someone of a heinous crime, meaning in that audio, that damage to his reputation is automatically assumed by the court. Automatically, because he's a private citizen. Been trying to tell y'all this shit. Let's keep going, because these niggas don't want to listen to me. Spreading malicious falsehoods. Bart's attorney, Russell Latino, noted that his client has fully cooperated with law enforcement, provided GPS phone data and phone records, and that the investigators have verified that he assisted the boat in distress. Because the woman published a highly altered, unauthenticated clip that points directly to him as a killer, she acted with at least severe negligence, if not reckless disregard for the truth. Measurable harm and damages. Because of the viral spread of this enhanced audio, Bart has faced immense public backlash and has received what law enforcement described as a credible death threat, which has already been escalated to the FBI. This provides clear, undeniable proof of the emotional, physical, and reputational harm caused directly by the distribution of the altered audio. What does that mean? It doesn't mean that it means that it doesn't matter if she came out and said, "Oh, guys, this is not," it doesn't mean. The fact that she put out that capping ass audio, she's done, son. Do you not listen to what I'm saying to y'all? The fact that she released the audio in that transcript that was not the raw digital file, and the file she released was a completely different digital footprint that was 20 seconds longer. Game over. Game over. The original audio was 20 seconds less and had a completely different digital footprint. That's why I told y'all social media AI enhancements and all this are the devil because they can fool you. And now they're going to sue her ass. This is not lawyer slop. They have already filed multiple lawsuits. They filed one today and they're filing two more this week. And I believe she's going to be one of the main ones this week. And then next week, they're filing a whole lot more. They're already partnering with multiple lawyers across the United States of America to get all of these content creators. And I already told you what else they're going to do. They're going to go to the courts, get an injunction and a ruling, and have all of these YouTube channels removed for cyber stalking, bullying, and spreading false information. I'm not lying. I'm not lying to y'all. Are you listening to what I said to y'all? I'm not lying. Right? These are facts. I want to say this again. That's to everybody listening to this video. Right? What he's going to do is, I'm telling y'all what he's going to do. He's going to go to the courts. The FBI is involved. YouTube has to comply. Look at YouTube's legal rules. He's going to go to the courts, get an injunction. He's going to take that to YouTube. File on YouTube to have all of those content creators' channels removed for cyber stalking and bullying, which cause in-depth threats because the FBI is now involved. Period. Trump filed lawsuits against public figures and publications. His bar of setting is at a completely different standard than a private citizen. L-Dub, you don't know the law, brother. Because Bart is a private citizen, his standard is completely different. They're not going to throw it out. In fact, he's going to win easy. He has a completely different set of standards because he's a private citizen. A private citizen has a completely lower, extremely low bar versus a public citizen or entity. Learn the law, L-Dub. You don't know the law. This is not frivolous. They're literally accusing him of murder. That's not frivolous. You don't know the law. Ask if any lawyers in here, please tell this fool. Please tell it. There's nothing that she can do now because she's already shared that audio that was adjusted. She's done. The damage have already been done. I told you this. That dude, Bart, and the parents of Nolan Wells gonna get a payday. I've told y'all don't want to listen. They've already had the forensic experts to debunk that audio. This is the reason why I came on here and told everybody. Even Ben Crump is not accepting that audio. I told y'all this, but y'all didn't want to listen to your boy. Y'all niggas thought I was just coming here saying anything. I said, yo, wait till Ben Crump and them come out with the real evidence. These niggas on YouTube have no patience. And it was only a matter of time before they get their ass sued. Period. Niggas don't want to listen to me. Y'all gonna see. And I'm gonna sit back here and rub my hands together like Birdman. Because I try to tell niggas, yo, wait on Ben Crump, wait on the state to bring out. Because they can come out, Ben Crump can come out tomorrow and say something that blow everybody's socks off. Ben Crump has a press conference tomorrow with the family. Now, what if they come out tomorrow and say, hey guys, this is not a murder investigation? What if all these content creators are done? Like, share, subscribe, man.
Hey, we always appreciate the support, and if you guys want to do so, you can use the Cash App or PayPal links. They'll be in the description box below this video or pinned at the top of the comments. The top donators will be announced every month. All right, you guys, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like, share, and subscribe. Make sure y'all cop the merch, and make sure that you get the weight loss formula. The links to that will be in the description box below this video. Check out our next video coming up right now.